What's up, good people? Welcome to Mo Diversity's YouTube channel, and welcome back to the return of Open Mic with Mike. You know, the odd geek. I'm super excited because I haven't did this in a long time. There's been a lot going on. You know, Mo Diversity, we've been doing a lot of things, giving you a lot of content, and now it's time to get back. And I'm super excited because, you know, Open Mic is a place where I like to give my mutuals or people that I know from Twitter or any social media platform that I see them there are either photographers, writers, artists, you know, streamers, anything. This is a place where I want you to come and you talk about it and you talk about your experience. So I'm super excited because tonight I have a mutual, a friend, and a bro, because we literally just talking before this, and I'm kind of shook because me personally, I thought we had known each other for like 4 years, but it's been a minute. It's been about 5-6 years that we've been following each other on Twitter. We've seen each other grow, and I think this is going to be an amazing full circle moment for us. So I'm about to bring in Dominic. What's going on, man?
What do you do, man? How you guys doing out there? How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I cannot complain. I cannot complain. Like you were saying before, we known each other for it will literally be 6 years this year in September, because I had to go back and look at like the first interaction that we had on Twitter. And so it will literally be 6 years in September. So I literally cannot believe that we've known each other for that long.
That is.
And it's just been so amazing just to see how much we have grown and changed throughout these short years, because it literally feels like a little bit shorter than that, but
it does. It's crazy because I think, and then now when you say that, I think this was like maybe Age of Ultron time, and
it had to be.
We were both like really, really super hyped, because I was super hyped for Ultron, except because he's one of my favorite villains, and like now that I think about it, yeah, I can just now remember. But yes, thank you for coming. I'm super excited to have you here. Like I said, this is a place where I want my friends and my mutuals to be able to talk about what they do. And with you, you are a podcaster. You're a streamer. Yeah. So I want you to start off and introduce yourself, and then I want you to talk about ECA, EastCoastAvengers. So like, tell us about that.
Sure. So of course, if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Dominic Middleton. I am 25 years old, born and raised in Memphis, Tennessee, as you guys can tell. But as Mike said, yes, I am a podcaster with the EastCoastAvengers. I'm pretty sure I'll put out a link, or Mike will put out our link tree at some point during this interview. But yes, podcast with EastCoastAvengers, where we talk about all things in the nerd fandom, whether it is Marvel, DC, Lord of the Rings, gaming, Star Wars. I mean, whatever nerd stuff you can think of, we'll talk about on our podcast. And we celebrate our 2-year anniversary a few months ago, I want to say. So we've been going strong for 2 years now. So I hope that we can go on for even longer now. So yeah, just, tune in and listen to us, watch our YouTube. We got a lot of things cooking up for you guys with EastCoastAvengers.
Nice. And yes, I do have their link tree. So it has everything, their Spotify, wherever streaming platforms there are, and does have their YouTube, and it also has their Twitter. So please follow them. They have great content. I've listened to them. I've seen them on their Twitch when they go live. They have the little sessions and everything. So do reach out and actually listen to them. They are a nice group of people, and they do. When y'all was talking about WandaVision, I was in it like, because WandaVision was one of my favorite shows, and I used to love hearing about how everybody was like receiving WandaVision. Mm-hmm. So it was amazing. What's up, Q? Thanks for coming out. It was amazing to hear everybody's takes from WandaVision. So, and hearing y'all talk about it was amazing. So yeah. With EastCoastAvengers, what's been your favorite experience with the podcast and the group itself? Like, what's been like your favorite topic, or your whole, in general, your experience, especially, and congratulations with y'all making it 2 years. What's been your favorite experience with EastCoastAvengers?
Well, first, thank you for that. Congratulations. My favorite thing about this is that I guess it's just the relationships that I've made with this podcast. Because before I got on here, well, I'll talk about our beginnings for a little bit. So originally, I was not a member of East Coast Avengers at all. I think if I remember correctly, it started out with just three of us, and that was JT, Josh, and I believe Darren were the, I guess you can call them the OG3 of East Coast Avengers, because normally JT and Josh, they had another podcast before East Coast Avengers where they talk about Grizz basketball. Unfortunately, they had to cancel that, and so they decided to go on and talk about the Nerdom, mainly Marvel universe. And the first episode was a week before Avengers Endgame came out, so 2019.
Ooh.
So after that, when that movie came out, and it was so funny because I know JT through Grizz games because I'm a season ticket holder and he works for the Grizzlies. And so I think it was premiere night, we all saw Avengers Endgame together. He was in one row with I think it was Darren and Josh, or Josh and Christian, and then I was like farther in the back. So we were all literally in the same theater, and we did not know about until after the movie was over. So that was pretty neat. And after Avengers Endgame, we I think I put out on Twitter saying like, yo, I need to talk to Avengers Endgame with somebody because like most of my friends have not seen it yet.
Right.
I think either I reached out to JT or JT reached out to me and asked me if I come on the podcast, just as a guest and whatnot. So
Right.
this episode featured me and Christian as guests, and we just did a spoiler-filled review of Avengers Endgame. It was awesome, man. It was really, really awesome. And this was back when we were on SoundCloud before we ventured off into the other streaming platforms.
Right.
So after that second episode, man, I really enjoyed, just talking about the Nerdum stuff with those four. And so I was like, yeah, I would love to come back as a guest. So I just kept on, coming back, every episode now and then. And then I think it was either by like the seventh or eighth or maybe even ninth episode. That was when I became an official member of East Coast Avengers. So I was the last
origin story.
going, but it's just been an amazing journey throughout this. Like I said, my favorite thing is just becoming best friends with these wonderful people. What's up, Jania? I literally have to talk about Jania for a second since she's here. We literally was just hanging out down in Houston this past weekend.
Yeah.
So I just want to say she's like a great, great friend of mine.
Thanks for coming out.
And she is also a podcaster too with House of Love podcast where she talks everything Harry Potter. I know she was reading the books and talking about each chapter throughout. So a great podcaster as well, great friend, great person all around.
Oh, I gotta check that out.
My love to her. So appreciate you for coming down, Jania.
Definitely gotta check that out. I gotta ask her what her favorite book and movie was.
Mm-hmm.
Got to ask her because mine was Goblet of Fire. I ain't even gonna lie. That was my favorite. And then I think the second to last one, Deathly Hallows Part 1 was my favorite as well.
Yeah, that would have to be Prisoner of Azkaban would have to be mine.
Ooh, it's a good one. Yes. I like the origin story. I like the fact that you talked about how y'all's chemistry, not even knowing that y'all are all in the room at the same time, then finding out and then actually growing together. I think that's amazing. Favorite book? She answered. Favorite book, Harry Potter, H.P. Half-Blood Prince, and then favorite, yes, Goblet of Fire. That is my favorite. Like, I felt like that was the one that gave me real shock fact that I was like, this is too much. Like, for me as a kid, like, this is way too much. Yes, Shania, thanks for answering. I'll be following you soon and be reaching out because I know Avia would love to talk to you about Harry Potter because Avia loves some Harry Potter. She's one of my group members, so she would definitely love that. All right. So with you doing East Coast Avengers and everything, you dabbled and touched into streaming with Twitch. So,
Yeah.
what came about of that? And because I'm gonna tell you, I loved watching you play Avengers Inc. Avengers the game. That was like everything because I have heard so much bad about it, or saw so much negative reviews about it, but actually.
Mhm.
Seeing people play the game and seeing people and actually enjoy it who are fans of Marvel or just want to play with Iron Man and all the other characters, I feel like everybody was just enjoying it. What's up, Beyond Comics? How are you tonight? Thank you for coming out. I think it was amazing the fact that a lot of people were just, enjoying the ride with the game. So, but what made you really want to start, streaming games and everything like that?
So before I started Twitch, it probably has been like maybe 8 or 9 years, or maybe even 10 years since I last played video games. And when the PS5 was getting ready to come out, everybody was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna try to get this PS5. I'm gonna try to get this PS5." And I've been watching like a lot of news about the PlayStation 5. I was just like, you know what, this is really making me get back into playing video games. And then what really got me was that my friend Sam, he let me borrow his PS4. He literally has two. I don't know why he has two PS4s, but he let me borrow one of them for a couple of months. I started playing Spider-Man, and I played the beta Avengers. I was like, you know what? I think this literally sold me. I have to like get back into playing video games. And
Right.
so when like those little pre-orders were dropping for the PS5, literally I did not expect me to get like that second day of pre-orders. I was like, yo, you know what? I got PS5. And I think the idea came along like right before I got it, probably like a week or two before I got it. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to do Twitch. And because I seen like a lot of people that I follow on Twitter did Twitch. I did not know about it, so I started checking out their channels and watching their streams. I was just like, okay, this looks pretty fun. And once I got that PS5, I started like getting like a little tiny setup going with my Twitch streams. And it's literally nothing at all because all I have is my gaming laptop, my mic that I have here, my ring light I have, and my PS5, and that's basically it. It's just a little simple, small setup. But that's literally how I got started with Twitch. I think I either started like either late November or early December, and then I really got fully into it by the time the new year came around. So
Right.
that's how I got my Twitch journey started, and it's been great ever since.
Not Xbox's superior, FYI.
I
See. I ain't even gonna lie.
mean,
I've been thinking about getting a little small one to put in the office and just keep it to the side and collect dust. But just to have
this
it.
is
But
the Sony family over here. We don't do Microsoft over here unless it's Microsoft
no.
Office. So yeah.
It's funny. I love my cousin. He's a big Xboxer. He does not own a PS4, and I was talking to him earlier. He's like, "So you're just not gonna get an Xbox?" I'm like, "Maybe. I don't know yet. I haven't decided." I think that's amazing because watching you doing your Twitch channel and everything, I think it's been an amazing journey to see you start off. And the one thing you just said was try. You tried. And I love the fact that you did it and you stuck with it no matter what your setup was and whatever, you did it. And what I like is that you give us real reactions and real content while you're playing the games that you play. And I appreciate you for that because a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people don't really watch everybody.
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of people give people opportunities to just, play games and everything like that. So the fact that I've watched you, like I said, I enjoyed you playing Avengers and just seeing you do your missions and everything. Every time I watch, I was like, I have to get this game. I'm gonna get this game. I need to get this game because this is making me want to play it. So, what's been your favorite gaming experience with your PS5?
Favorite gaming experience. I think it was when I first started playing Miles Morales, and
Mhm.
I would say that is because, the last time I had a gaming system was the PlayStation 3. That was like the last gaming system I owned.
Right.
And so, once I like cut on that PS5, I was like paying attention to the graphics of it, and I was just like, oh my God, this is literally like freaking amazing. And I started playing Miles Morales. I was just like, oh my God, this looks like superior and whatnot. And it also helped because I had like a HD TV, so everything was so high quality and whatnot.
Right.
But that probably is my favorite gaming experience with the PS5 is just experience it fully for the first time playing that game.
Nice. I love it. All right. Let's get into some Marvel things.
All right.
So I know you are a big Fantastic Four fan. Is that so?
That is 110% true. Everybody who knows me knows that I am a Fantastic Four stan to the day I die. They're the best superhero team in the world. Better than Justice League, better than the Avengers, the X-Men. Y'all can fight me on that. I don't care. I love the first two movies of the Fantastic Four with Jessica Alba, Chris Evans,
Yes,
I do too. Y'all can fight me on that too. I don't care. I'm gonna defend the Fantastic Four.
Do you recall that one that came out a couple of years ago? That reboot. Do you like that one?
I don't talk about that. That doesn't exist to me.
All right, we good. We on the same page. I was so mad about that because the way that before it actually released, everybody. I was saying that it was going to be like it was going to take inspiration from the Ultimate Fantastic Four, and I actually literally bought Volume 1 and 2. Nice thick trade, like hardback of Volume 1 and 2 of the Ultimate Fantastic Four. Read them twice back to back and was like, okay, I'm ready. This is gonna be good. And then I was like, this is not what I wanted.
Now, what's funny was that I didn't actually see it until, I didn't actually see it until probably about a year or two later, because I was just so turned off by the reviews when the movie first came out. I was just like, okay, maybe I'll catch it on like bootleg or something. And then next thing you know, they started playing on on the TV. I can't remember what channel it was on that was playing. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna finally watch this movie now. And so I watched it, and after the end of the movie, I was just looking at it like, what the fuck, man? I can see why everybody like talks crap about this movie. Like, this is not the first family that I know. Now, I'm always supporting it because Michael B. Jordan is playing the Human Torch, and that's it.
Right. Like I was so disappointed because, like I said, all that reading I did, and I was super excited. And then at first with the trailers, you're like, oh, they're gonna do what they're gonna do what the Ultimate comics did, and I was just like, this is it. I think what for me it was the time jump. I think the time jump pisses me off every time I think about it. It's just like there was no point of even doing it. Like you should just
tell you what happened in that movie because it's like one time and that was it. I can't remember.
Oh, I've only seen it once. That's it. I can't watch it. Who else is your favorite? Well, who are your favorite Marvel characters? You can do 2 females and 2 males if you would like.
So I don't have like a definitive favorite character when it comes to Marvel or just anybody in general because there's just so many to choose from, and if I do have one, it's going to change ever so often. But some of my favorites are definitely Black Panther, Storm, Gambit. Those are probably my top 3 right there, to be honest.
That's a strong top 3.
Yeah, I think that's, and then of course the Fantastic Four, but I usually like to have them as a team. But I guess if I did them solo, they will all be my favorite characters as well too. So yeah, I guess you could say those top 3: Gambit, Black Panther, and Storm. Like no particular order. Those would be my favorite characters.
Nice. So another question. And I'm about to get into because we've shared each other's work before, And I want to talk about you being, a writer, and you are extremely like, I'm still kind of shook to this day. You're an extremely good writer. And
man, you really don't even have to say that.
I'm serious, because the way you did that and the way you did that storyline, I was like, okay, bro got like penmanship, like seriously, creativity, seriously. Amani fave, like still to this day, Amani is still my fave. I still remember reading when you told it like she had to get the truck, like it's still my fave. But where, like, I want to know what really made you want to create, the Vanguard. And I will tell you, I appreciate you for sharing that with me, because I really enjoyed it. And I hope you do more with that, because that, like, I mean, in the future, I really do, because I feel like how you did it and how you spun the story like that, I thought that was amazing. And how you created those people of color like that, and you gave them a place. I really hope you continue that. But no, tell us, what was the birthday moment of the Vanguard?
Okay, so I definitely would like to do more and more stories of it, because I enjoyed writing those two stories so much.
Yes.
It's just time and work, man. It's
Oh,
just
definitely.
kicking my ass.
Right.
But I already have like ideas of what I could possibly write out. But the birth of the Vanguard, man, I think it really is kind of like years into the making, I want to say, because I always when I was younger, I would always have like dreams of myself like as a superhero.
Yes.
And then once I got a little bit older, I was just like, you know what? Why not just kind of like write it out? Just write it out for fun and see what it's like.
Yeah.
And what's funny is that one of the characters in the Vanguard is actually one of my best friends in real life.
Yes, I know. I saw that you got the picture drawn up, and like, you are amazing. Like, for that.
Yeah, I actually the first one that I had drawn, that I got it for him as a birthday gift. I think it was either 2 or 3 years ago. I think because I told him about my fan fiction and whatnot, and he's read it. But there was like no artwork for it, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to see if I can try, to get like some artwork drawn for it. And then saw an artist on Twitter. His name is Dylan, and he was able to, get the idea like drawn out and whatnot. And so it's literally like an amazing picture of us just like posting whatnot, using our powers.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that was kind of like the birth of it, was just me having these dreams, as a superhero or whatnot. And I just started like, just writing it down on paper or typing in Microsoft Word. And then next thing you know, I wrote a full fan fiction.
Like,
it was so long. I don't know how
when I
wrote
read it, I was like, whoa, like, okay, like, it really feels like it's in an MC. It feels like it's in a actual Marvel universe, and it's like a separate entity, and it's like an alternate reality. Like you, oh god, that was so amazing. Like I said, I'm so thankful that you shared, because like as a writer, I appreciate you for sharing that, because sometimes I overthink, and I know how us writers can get. So I was like, I really enjoyed that story. You're like, freaking amazing. So I really hope you do more with that.
I really, really want to, because I actually have like a few storylines in mind, because I know I want to do a time travel story. I want to do stories that focus on each individual character, because I always say like the first one is like focus on my character, because it's basically the formation of the Vanguard and whatnot. And so the second one is more of a team story. So I want to try to like focus more on like the actual team members, where they're like the center of the story. One where where it's the Vanguard, and then their worst enemy have to like work together to bring down an even bigger bad. Yes, it's just so many storylines that I can think of, and so many things that I'm like kind of like dreaming up about, and I know I need to get this like written down somewhere. And yes, I did set like in the Marvel universe. Try to like keep up with like what's going on with the current times and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So if I were like to write it right now, I'll probably like mention, all mutants are like on Krakoa right now, or somebody's dead, blah 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 blah. With something like that. But
It's the creativity, like
it's awesome, man. So I kind of get like my inspiration from like watching, superhero movies and then reading comics, whatnot. Like even watching Black Widow yesterday, I was kind of getting a little bit inspired. I was like, okay, I probably need to really get back into writing like super super soon. So who knows when I'll release the next one, but know that the want is there. So maybe it will come out later this year, or it'll come out, sometime next year. But I just know I need to like make the time for it and like actually have like the ideas written down. So
I'm excited for you because I know you can do it. I
I
know it can happen because, like I said, I've read it and I'm just like, this is amazing. So kudos to you because the Vanguard is amazing and the Vanguard is
thank you.
Shit, I ain't even gonna lie. Like that's like the way it was like. I was like the way you set the first one, then turned around and set the second one. I was like, oh, he on another level right now. Like,
do you mind if I talk about it a little bit?
No, I know that's what this is what open mic is here for people who are creatives. Like you are a creative. You just because you podcast and stream, you are a writer as well. So yes, talk about it because I'm gonna put it out for people to go read it. Y'all better when I put this link out, y'all better be reading it this weekend. I ain't even playing with y'all.
Man, so like literally the Vanguard is a superhero team that is set in the Marvel universe. They are an all black superhero team. So like probably one of the first and like official like teams. Like none of like the one offs or they're just in for like a few runs or something. No, this is like an official black superhero team. So that's why I mainly had like my focus on with that. And the characters, let's see, you have Imani Kelly, who is the smartest of the team. She is from Chicago, Illinois. Hope I'm getting this information right because I did not have the information written down in front of me. And she is a doctoral student as well too. Her powers are to transform her body into pure organic diamond form, which gives her super strength. And got her powers from a experiment gone wrong with, her big brain. She's always trying something out, and so she just had an experiment that gone wrong. And next thing you know, she can turn her body into a pure diamond form, which gives her super strength. The next person is Jeffrey Morris or Captain Jeffrey Morris, who is a military guy served in the Air Force from Sacramento, California. I did say he was in the Air Force, and his powers are pyrokinesis, or basically fire. He got his powers through a Air Force mission where he was flying a jet, and next thing you know, a meteor came crashing down.
I'm getting flashbacks.
Destroyed his jet. Next thing you know, the meteor that he got hit by, he absorbed it, or the meteor absorbed it to his skin, and he basically got fire powers. So he is the fiery guy on our team, if you want to put it that way. But he's basically a, kind of like the fun-loving, carefree guy. Even with his military background, he's still, kind of serious and, just kind of want to keep, the fun going. And he's very protective of everybody around him. Next is, I know he is your favorite, I believe, Darrell Robinson, who is a former private detective for NYPD. And his powers, I forgot to mention that he is an inhuman. He has inhuman lineage within his blood. His powers are telekinesis and telepathy, so basically kind of like another Jean Grey in a way.
Yes.
And his origin story is kind of dark because with him, his powers came a little bit early and he didn't know about it. And with his, the way his powers came about was that him and his twin brother were, actually playing around at their home and whatnot. And next thing you know, his powers activated out of nowhere and accidentally killed his twin brother, which is kind of sad, and puts it in like a state of shock and depressed mood for like years and years and years down the road, to where he's living in foster care and all that type of stuff. Like he never sees his parents until my first fan fiction. So he's been, kind of angry with himself all this time until he meets my character and joins the Vanguard, and stuff just starts getting better for him. And last character is basically me.
Yes.
And my origin is that his uncle is pretty famous in the Marvel universe because his uncle happens to be Nick Fury Jr., who of course is the Black Nick Fury, of course. And of course, with Nick Fury being the director of Shield, he has all of this access to superhero stuff, and his origin of how he got his powers is that he was visiting his uncle on a helicarrier. Helicarrier got attacked, so with me, I almost died, and luckily with a last saving, how can I put it? Last minute life saving. There we go. Doctor Strange, who came in at the last minute and saved my life. Not only did he save my life, but he also gave me superpowers as well, thinking that I will possibly make a great superhero. So with that, starting as a teenager, he served as a Shield agent. Once he got into college, he served as an Avenger from then on, and then after he graduates college, he still serves as an Avenger, and then he goes off with his uncle to try to form his own team. And his powers is invisibility, force field generation, and telepathy. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole team right there. So hope you guys enjoyed that.
I mean, I'm telling you, y'all got to read it because the way he just did it, I was having flashbacks. So when he said the real, I'm just like, oh, he was in the air when he got his powers. Like that whole scene was dramatic. I was just like, oh my God, somebody save this man. But I like the fact that you were inspired to create. I think that's what comic books do for us. That's what any type of genre book, fantasy, comics, horror movies, whatever, they're there to inspire. And I think what you took from that is being able to birth something amazing like that. And I think it's amazing the way you just talked about all your characters like that. It's amazing. I hope y'all better read it when I put this link out. I'm not playing with y'all. hit them views up, hit them links up, and I'm telling y'all will enjoy it because when you read it, you will feel the emotion, you will feel the journeys of the characters, and especially when you get to the next part, you will see the team actually grow and have some type of companionship as well. So yeah. Dom, you amazing. This is what open mic is for.
Thank you.
All right. Next up. So cosplaying. You do a lot of you do some cosplaying. And I can't wait for the next set to come out. I ain't gonna say nothing, but
I was gonna say don't say it because I know I shared it with you.
I'm not. But let's talk about cosplaying. What made you want to get into cosplaying?
I guess it would have to be the same thing with the way I described my fan fiction, was that I kind of had dreams of being a superhero, and then next thing I was just like, why not just go ahead and do it?
Right.
And I was like super nervous at first because like you've never done it before, and you're going to be around people who have done it for like a very, very, very long time. And especially with that, I also had like doubts with myself because with so many cosplayers, they make their own costume. Whereas me, I just buy it outright because I don't have the time nor do I have the skill.
Exactly. I feel that.
So once I did my first cosplay at the Memphis Comic Expo, I felt so great about doing it. I got so many compliments on it. And I just thought to myself, I could really, do something with this. So I just, started like buying more and more costumes. And next thing you know, I became a cosplayer after that. So that's how it all
Amazing.
started.
I can't wait till we can meet up because I already told you what we're gonna do, and I can't wait till we be able to do that because that's gonna be dope. Like it's gonna be so dope, especially just think about our pre-talk. Like that's gonna be dope if
Right.
we be able to do that concept. Like I'm holding us to that. We have to do that concept. That's gonna be epic for us. Like seriously. But I love the fact that you do cosplay. I'm getting into some cosplay myself. I've only did 2, but yeah. What is somebody that you would like to cosplay in the future that you have planned? You don't have to say, but like not like current, but like what is somebody that you wanna, do?
So one character that I did think about, I'm super surprised that I have not done him yet. Was Black Panther. And I was telling a couple people about this. I was like, why haven't I done Black Panther yet? And he's like literally one of my favorite characters ever.
Mm-hmm.
So I would literally love to do a Black Panther cosplay, Gambit cosplay as well.
Yes. Gambit gonna be
I could
dope.
probably do. Somebody suggested I do Green Lantern, of course, John Stewart. It is. I need to have like more DC characters on my list because the only DC character I've done so far is Superboy, and that was a fun cosplay that I did.
Oh yeah, that was a dope look. I love that. I love his jacket and then how his suit is and with everything. Yeah, that was a dope one. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I know some of my favorites along the way have been like some of the gender bent cosplays that I've did before.
Mm-hmm.
Like of course with Captain Marvel. Well,
Mm-hmm.
Well, technically it is gender bent, but at the same time it's not because Captain Marvel originally is a man, but I used the costume from Avengers Endgame. With that. So that's another one of my favorites. I think probably the favorite cosplay that I've done so far is probably Mr. Fantastic, to be honest, because I remember wearing it for the first time and just getting so many compliments on it. Somebody said, "You look like you can actually be Mr. Fantastic," because like, literally, like
it was a dope concept, dope concept. I remember it, and then you had the grace. I was like, man, all right, he did it. He did what needed to be done. It's perfect. 10 out of 10. Like perfect.
Man, but those are some of the things I hope I can, do in the future with Black Panther, Gambit, and Green Lantern, hopefully. So
nice. I can't wait to see you do more. All right, so we're about coming to the end and everything like that. So I know that you got to see the newest Marvel movie. You do a non-spoiler reaction to it. And we haven't had a Marvel movie since Endgame. We've had 3 series. WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then we now have
Far From Home. Yeah.
Look. I'm just, I think what it, and then what, I don't want to talk about it. Like, because I'm
all good. No, you don't want to talk about it. Don't talk about
it. I think for me, I'm a spoiled Marvel baby. That's all. And, you give me 22, 23 movies, and then I ain't gonna lie. WandaVision made up for a lot of not disappointment, but a lot of anticipation. Or Wanda is one of my favorites. Vision is one of my favorites. So the fact that I had the first series with them, that really warmed my heart a little bit. So Far Away From Home. I don't want to talk about because I mean I liked it, but I'm thinking about Homecoming. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about Homecoming. Like,
okay.
Like, Black Widow. Give me your first impressions of Black Widow. How did you feel? Was this your first movie in theaters since everything has happened?
It has not been. I think the last movie that I remember seeing in theaters was probably think New Mutants. I think that was probably the last film that I saw in theaters was New Mutants. So
Wait, time out. Pause. How did you feel about that?
uh, the only saving grace of that movie was Anya Taylor-Joy as Mystique, and that's all I could probably say about it.
I'm like, God, the elements are there, but y'all just, oh, God, y'all don't let me down once again. But no, for real, what was your first reactions to seeing Black Widow?
I enjoyed it. It was a good movie. Um, I felt like this. I said this many times before. I felt like it was kind of like too late to release it because this movie should have been released like ages ago.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they I'll talk about the bad first because no, it's not like super bad or anything. I gave this movie a 7.5 out of 10, so like it's still watchable to me. But some people might disagree with me, but whatever. Um, the main thing about it for me was that, and this is not spoilery at all, was that it didn't feel like a send off to Natasha and to Scarlett Johansson because the way it kind of ended, it was like there's still like more to tell, but the more to tell is that she's gonna die like 7 years later, and we already know that she's dead.
Right.
So it's kind of like I mean, they kind of like did a little, maybe like a little bit disservice to her, with just that send off because it just didn't feel like a proper send off. Was it still a good film? Yes. Was it the film that I was expecting? No. And that's perfectly fine.
That's deep.
It's still an enjoyable film. I mean, the action in it was awesome. I love Florence Pugh as Yelena Belova. I think everybody else will probably agree with me if they have seen this before. I'm hoping that we can see a lot more of her in the future, and she's young enough to keep on playing this role for a long time too. But Florence, David Harbour, and Rachel Weisz, I think they were all great additions to the movie and to the Marvel Cinematic Universe in general. Um, what else? I think the storyline was great. It could use a little bit, tweak every now and then in the storyline. Kind of like the pacing was a little bit off, but I mean, it was still a great story in general, and the way it ended, kind of made sense. But like I said, I was expecting something different.
Right.
Overall, it was just it was a good, solid film. It was just released too late. We should have had this years ago. I think some people will probably say like, it's probably not as good because we waited so long for it, and then it's been delayed so many times because of the pandemic.
Right.
So I can understand where people's feelings are coming from on that side of things, but please don't take my opinion for it. Everybody has their own opinion, so just go and see it for yourself.
I'm still gonna watch it. Like I ain't even like I've always. When Black Widow came on screen, sometimes I would be like, yes, kick ass, do what you got to do, But when it came to her having a solo movie, I was disappointed because of the delay and everything. And I get it. It was just like, I just feel like, where the placing of the movie is, it could have been a long time ago. Long time ago. But I still will enjoy it and still try to, receive it. So, yeah. I still want to see Taskmaster, so I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't even gonna. But yeah, last but not least, out of WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and Loki, which one out of all three series have been one that you've truly, not saying that you didn't enjoy all of them, but which one really stood out to you the most?
WandaVision, hands down.
Period.
I mean, because it seems like when I record my own podcast with the guys, it seems like we always try to talk about the other shows, comparing it to like Loki and whatnot. And I know we shouldn't do that, but we just always end up doing it for some reason. I always talk about how WandaVision, it had like everybody talking. Like, so I was like, somebody said on Twitter what they said on Twitter. Somebody said, I missed the little WandaVision era that we had back in January. I was just like, that was really an era because it had everybody talking about that show. And we're coming up with the theories of who was going to be in the show and what.
So many theories, so many.
Man, it was just
that was a good time. I'm sorry, that was
really
a good time.
Like, I missed it as well.
Like the weekends used to be jumping on Twitter. I was like, everybody's saying what they gotta say. And I'm just like, oh, this is a lot.
And it's so funny is that with WandaVision, there were so many spoilers on Twitter as soon as it released. But then when Falcon Winter Soldier came along and a little bit of Loki, I haven't seen as much, spoiler-filled reviews.
They had to cut that out, man.
It was just like down the timeline. Like when Fridays came up, I would literally have to delete the app from my phone just so I won't get on any spoilers.
Man, I think the one spoiler that that had me like, oh, I need this right now was when that one clip that came out and it had the Halloween episode and it had everything chopped up. The way it had it chopped up, I was like, y'all have really like took spoilers to a whole nother level. The way they chopped that video, they chopped that video up so good, and I was just like, the fact that we saw the twins, like I was like, this is too much. Like y'all are doing way too much. Like, and then oh god, I can watch that whole series all over again. Like,
I really would. I think I actually did at one point. I was trying to like rewatch the series, but I only got to like episode 2. And then other stuff started coming along, so I know I need to go ahead and finish that whenever I can.
That final episode, them last 2 episodes will still be Halloween, and the last 2 episodes will still be my top 3 episodes out of that whole series.
Which one was mine? I think mine will have to be the 80s episode. I think episode 5. That would probably have to be my favorite.
Yeah, that was good. I just really love how that show really went through the decades with them both. Or each time period with like that, and it was it was amazing how they did with that. Like, I'm sorry, the creativity with that show is still unmatched. I'm sorry, it is. Like, I love Loki. I ain't gonna lie, this last episode of Loki is kind of like currently my favorite of the series, just because how stuff played out and how everything went down. But WandaVision as a whole, I don't think they have really got. I don't think nothing has touched that just yet. Like, I'm sorry, I don't think nothing will just yet. Maybe Young Avengers if we get a Young Avengers series, but that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. But nah, like if I don't get the Young Avengers, I'm gonna be so mad. Like, you've placed them everywhere in the MCU, like, and then one of their main villains, like, just give it to us, like, just do it. But nah, this has been fun. I hope you have enjoyed yourself.
I really did. I really did, man. This was a very, very great experience, and then especially getting into experience with you, we finally get to see each other. Like,
this is our first time interacting with each other. This is great. Like, this is our first time, so I'm like super shook, super excited. Like, this is one for the books, like I said earlier. And we didn't even get into football, so that means you got to come back. I put that gift on purpose because I know you are a Packers fan, so I put that gift on purpose. I said, I know you're a Panthers fan. I'm a Packers fan. I'm a Steelers fan. So when football season get back, and I know Q can agree with. Hey, what's up, Spag? Thanks for coming out. I know Q can agree that because he's a Bears fan. We can all over there. Look, the other day, that's why. Let's don't get him started, please. Don't get him started, please. You go have to come back and have a conversation with me and Q, and we talk football because I think that'll be amazing. Because you are a Packers fan, I'm a Steelers fan, he's a Bears fan. So us talking about this next season of football will be kind of fun. So I appreciate you for coming on. So I want you to tell everybody where you are. I know you're a Dallas fan. I want you to end it off with telling everybody where they can find you. Everybody, I do have their links for ECA and his Twitch as well. So make sure that you subscribe to his Twitch channel. He is going live tonight, right after this. So make sure you go pop in there, say hey, watch him for a couple of chat with him. Dom is very super cool and very, friendly and inviting. So y'all go check him out. But yes, Dom, let the people know where they can find you on your Twitter and everything, please, sir.
So the main apps that I mainly use are Twitter and Instagram. My Twitter, you can find me at DJermealM. That's DJERMEALM, DJermealM. And my Instagram, you can find me at Dominic Jermeal M, DOMINIC JERMEALM. I know that's pretty long, but yes, you can find me on those two platforms right there. And of course, my Twitch, Dom901 underscore. And as he said, I will be going live tonight after this interview. So please, if you guys have the time, come by and check me out. I will be posting links on my Twitter and Instagram when I go live. And I'll be live this whole weekend. So definitely catch me on Twitch there. And of course, Mike has the East Coast Avengers link tree in there. You will find our Twitter, our Instagram, our YouTube, our TikTok, and all the streaming platforms where you listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, wherever you listen to on there. All of that is on our link tree at East Coast Avengers. So make sure you guys click that link. Give us a follow on all of our social media platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube page. Follow us on TikTok. I mean, we have a whole bunch of content coming from East Coast Avengers, and we also have a Twitch as well that's in the link tree. We go live every Wednesday night. To where we do a live episode, and then we'll have a recorded audio episode that we release on every Thursday morning. So make sure you guys check us out on that. Check me out on my Twitter, Instagram, and my Twitch platforms. And yeah, I think that's about it. Hopefully I got everything right there.
He did. I was over here. Look, I'm over here cheesing like this is like I was so excited. I'm like super excited. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for everybody tuning in to Open Mic, the return of Open Mic Live. I'm super excited because I have somebody coming on every Friday of this month. This is gonna be an amazing month of Open Mic and of Mo Diversity. So thank you for coming out. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your night. Peace out.